Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a delicious recipe for you all. It is gluten-free, it is vegan, and it is a bundt cake with orange flavor and also with an orange glaze. So if you're interested in learning how to make this delicious fruity bundt cake, stay tuned. All right, we're going to start by putting together the dry ingredients, starting off with white rice flour, 3/4 of a cup, and 1 tablespoon. And then we're going to put in millet flour, 3/4 of a cup, and 1 tablespoon. And this is the millet flour that I am using, this red mill brand, but you can use whichever one you have as long as it's millet flour. And then we're going to use almond flour, 2/3 of a cup. I'm using natural almond flour, but you can also use the blanched one if that's what you have. And then tapioca flour, 1/2 of a cup of that. And then flax seeds. All right, and then for the flax seeds, we're using 3 tablespoons. That helps to bind everything together because this is a vegan recipe, no eggs here. And then baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. And sea salt, 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. Okay, so that is it for the dry ingredients. Now we just whisk everything together to make sure there's no lumps or clumps, or alternatively you could sieve the dry ingredients individually before putting it together so you don't have to mix it together so vigorously. And now it's time for the wet ingredients. We're going to start with our fake eggs, our vegan eggs. I'm using this energy egg replacer. And for that, we're going to use 3 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon of the egg substitute. You should be able to use any other egg substitute, but this one worked really well. So if you can get it, use it. And how I'm forming the eggs, the vegan eggs, is I'm going to put the egg substitutes. I'm going to add warm water to that. So 3/4 cup of warm water plus 1 tablespoon of warm water. I'm going to put that together, and then to mix it together, I'm not doing that by hand. I'm going to use my NutriBullet. So I'm just going to pulse it on the NutriBullet for a while, and this is the result. It looks so fluffy, almost like real egg whites, right? Okay, and then after that, we are going to put sugar. So these are not all wet ingredients because if you remember, we didn't actually put the sugar in the dry ingredients. So the sugar goes in here with the vegan eggs. And for the sugar, I'm using 1/4 cup of coconut sugar. I like coconut sugar because it's a less refined type of sugar, but you can just use regular sugar if you want. And then back to the wet ingredients, we're going to use olive oil as our oil here, extra virgin olive oil, and I'm using 1 cup of that. And this is the extra virgin olive oil I'm using. So after the extra virgin olive oil, we're going to put in what to me is the star of this recipe, and it is the zest of 2.5 oranges. Do not skip on this. This really gives the cake such a great flavor. When you've done that, it's time to whisk your wet ingredients and the sugar together. It's because I used coconut sugar, that's why the wet batter looks so deep brown. I kind of like it. And then it's time to pour the wet mix into the dry mix. Mix it all up together, and then you have your batter. And don't worry, it's enough liquid. You have enough liquid. Don't add any extra water. This is going to give you the perfect texture. Now it is time to line your bundt cake with oil. Okay, so that you bake it. You pour your batter into that lined bundt cake and bake it. Also, lining it with oil makes sure that the bundt cake comes out whole and doesn't break or stick to the pan. So just making sure I get everything there, level out the top. Tap tap, make sure there's no air bubbles, though this is really thick, though this is a really thick batter, so no way there's air bubbles in here. And then you bake that for 370 degrees for about an hour, and making sure that a toothpick comes out clean of the cake, and then voila, your cake is ready. Turn that upside down into your pan or wherever you want to lay your bundt cake, and your cake is ready. This cake is so good. Next up is making the glaze, the orange glaze. Basically for this, you need half a cup of powdered sugar and 2 tablespoons of orange juice. I am making my powdered sugar myself, being a little extra by using half a cup of coconut sugar and 2 tablespoons of tapioca starch, and just processing that in a food processor until it comes out completely smooth like powdered sugar you would buy from the store. Or you could just use regular powdered sugar if you don't want all that drama. Ooh, be wild and courageous. Okay, and then to that I'm going to add orange juice. So I'm squeezing my orange juice from fresh oranges, fresh organic oranges, so I can get my 2 tablespoons of orange juice to mix with the powdered sugar to form my simple, sweet, delicious orangey glaze for my bundt cake that also has delicious orange flavor. This is actually one of my best recipes for vegan and gluten-free baking. Like, it's so good. The texture is so good. So 2 tablespoons of the orange juice, freshly squeezed, organic, and then put in all that powdered sugar you made yourself or you just bought from the store into it, and mix it all together to get your glaze. Ta-da! Your glaze is ready. And now it is time to glaze up your delicious bundt cake with that orange flavor. Orange inside the cake, orange glaze on the cake. This is 100 over 100 minus nothing, okay? It's so delicious. And here, just look at me slicing up the cake to get a slice to eat. I hope you all really enjoyed this video, enjoyed watching me make this cake, and most importantly, try this cake out. It's one of my tested and trusted recipes. I really trust this recipe as a go-to to work every single time. So try it out. Make yourself a slice. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Till the next one, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.